welcome to Gordon Guitar. We have Oliver Anthony here with the song called Rich Man's Gold. Another great song here from Oliver. We had him before in this channel, so if you love his songs, please feel free to go back there. Pretty recently we had him on Gordon Guitar, so look at these tutorials. And now we have Rich Man's Gold. Alright, so another great song, like I said. We need to start with the capo set on the fourth fret. Sorry, capo on fourth fret. And with that, we're gonna go over the chords needed. So let's start this one up with the E7. That is open E, second A, open D, first G, third B, and open E. This third B will be used to play some extra additional notes if you wish. You can also go with open B instead. And before we start this tutorial and go further, I can just mention I'm going to give you some straightforward strumming and also chords, but if you listen to the song, you will see that he used a lot of feeling there and extra notes added. I'm going to show you how, but first and foremost, just straight chords. So this third B string is used sometimes to pick some extra notes, but it's also played with open B, so have that in mind. E7, that's the first chord. The next chord is the A sus. So that is open A, second D, second G, open B, and open E. Okay, and then we have the D. So that is open D, second G, third B, and second E. And then we have some additional notes, like a transition to next chords and so on. So in that way, we will have the F sharp note there. So that is on the second E string in the bass. And we also have the G, but here we can actually look at the full chord. Doesn't hurt. The main note here to catch is of course in the bass there, since we're gonna use it like a transition. I mentioned that. So the F sharp, it's not just one note, actually it's a full chord, but anyway, it's enough with this in the song. But for the G, you could use the more of a chord here, so that will be third on E, then second on A, and open D, open G. That's pretty much what you need here. You don't have to go down all the way here because it's just a short period of time. You're gonna focus on the bass strings. And with that, we have all the chords needed for this song. All right, so pretty easy there. And before we go on here to play the different parts and so, we're gonna learn the strumming pattern. And like I said, this is a strumming pattern that is the closest thing to the original song here if you just stick with this one pattern, all right? But you can also go around it as long as you switch chords and right timing there and use somewhat of a rhythm that is close to this. You can play a bit different than the pattern I'm going to give you, but this is the closest thing if you just are strict with your playing, and that's what I believe is the best to start with. And once you handle that, you can feel free to go a little bit around it. So with that said, grab the E7 there, and we're gonna play the strumming pattern that goes down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so the first part is down, down, short pause, and then second part will be up, down, up. So down, down, pause, up, down, up. And in context here, a couple rounds, it will sound like this. And we need to separate this strumming pattern, like I said, in two parts, the down, down part one and up, down, up part two, because we're gonna split on it later when it comes to playing. And yeah, when I played it down, down in the beginning, I played the first down on the bass, and I answer with the second down, more of the mid higher notes down here, so. And then comes up, down, up on the higher notes as well. So that's how I handle strumming. Now let's take a look at the different parts here. And this song actually starts with a chorus, okay? So I'm gonna give you how to play that. So you're gonna play E7, one round. Then A, one round. Then E7, two rounds. You repeat that for a second round. So again, E7, one. A1 and E7, 2. And then you're gonna play A2 and then D1 and a big pause there, and then you're gonna end with E7, 3. And a kick plus a pause. And that's it for chorus. So to summarize this and repeat, we had E7, 1, A1, and E7, 2. That part you play for 2 rounds. So again, E7, 1, A1, and E7, 2. Then you go with A2, D, 1 down plus a big pause there, and then you're gonna play E7, 3 plus 1 down and a pause. Okay? That is the chorus play. Now let's take a look at the verse play. So this is where we need to divide this strumming into 2 different parts if we want to play exactly like he does, and to get this extra rounded vibe, so to speak. So E7, you're gonna play 1 full round plus part 1. So that means down, down, up, down, up, down, down. First part there, down, down. And then you're gonna switch to A and play just part 2, up, down, up. Okay, so if we combine these 2 parts, slowly it will be like this. Switch to A there. And then you go back and play E7, 1 plus part 1. So again. And then you're gonna play this transition here, the F sharp note and the G chord, or just the 3rd fret E string if you wish. It's pretty much what I think I do, just go over from this to this. You can add this one and play a bit more on the strings down here, but it's actually enough to just play 2nd E string, 3rd E string. So that is the second part here, the E7, 1 plus part 1. And then you go the F sharp note to G and play part 2. So what you do here, you're gonna play up, down, up. So just slide there. So on the F sharp note, up, down, and then slide up to the 3rd fret and get to the G, up. Okay? So far in the verse, we learned E7, 1 plus part 1, and then A, part 2, and then E7, 1 plus part 1, and then up, down, up on the F sharp and G note. Okay? And then we take this final part here. You're gonna play A, 1 round plus part 1, and then you play the G here, part 2. And this is where it comes to handy to have a little bit more than just the 3rd fret E string there. You could, but if you add the 2nd A and play a bit more on the bass strings, the open D, open G, then you have a little bit more meat to this playing, so to speak, when you play the up, down, up, part 2. And then you're gonna end with the E7, 2 full rounds. So that is the final part of the verse. So I think I need to repeat everything so I really understand here. We're gonna go with E7, 1 full round plus part 1, then A, part 2, then E7, 1 full round plus part 1, then F sharp to G, part 2. Okay, the up, down, up. Then you're gonna continue with A, 1 full round plus part 1, then G, part 2, and you finish off with E7, 2 full rounds. So slowly it will be like this. There you have the verse play. So how the song goes, it's that you're gonna play one first round of the chorus, and then you're gonna play 2 verses right after each other, okay? So 2 verses right after each other, and then you're gonna finish off with the second chorus, and that is pretty much how the song ends. Now, I promised I'm gonna show you how to play this with this different added notes, and there are many. I'm gonna give you some example of how you can handle perhaps the E7 chord, because that is the chord, pretty much the main chord for this song that really sets the standard here. The E7 and perhaps even the A. So if you hold the E7 like this, okay, so the notes you're going to work with here will be on the 3rd fret E string, then open E, then 3rd B, and you can also go with the open B. So with that, you're going to build in these notes into the strumming. So I slipped a little bit there, I think I understand. But you can also get some extra notes, not just stick with the down, down, up. So you can have the same rhythm, so to speak. The skeleton is there, but you can build a little bit around it. So it could sound something like this. So you notice there, I use more notes than just the down, down, up, down, up. But as soon as I go out of this rhythm here, I'm gonna lose it a little bit. But if I stick to this and have notes around this strumming, that will sound perfectly fine. So that is how I handle the E7, and then A will be something like this. So on. So the notes you're gonna work with here could be the 3rd fret E string again, and open E, and then 3rd B, and open B. So these notes works for both E7 and A. So you can also bring in the 2nd B string, and that will build for a standard A chord. This. All right, so some examples of how you can round up a little bit when you play this great song from Oliver Anthony called Rich Man's Gold. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it was educational. If it helps you, then I'm more than happy. And if you could subscribe to this channel and support me in that way, perhaps even thumb up this tutorial, that will make my day as well. So thank you for all the support, guys. I really appreciate it. Until next time, play tuned.